Well, we're back at the old house this morning, having gone out to the local town, Nondindang, and on the way back, Centray has bought some extra plants to put round the monument to her son and her father. Let's go and have a look at that. It's looking good. We dug out the trench just in front of it to protect it from erosion, and that's working very well. It actually looks like it's been made a little bit deeper by the running water. Plants in Thailand are very cheap, at least where we buy them from anyway. So that marigold, 15 baht for one of those. How much was that one, darling, you've got there?
That one?
Yeah.
50 baht.
50? 50 baht for that little purple one. And the tall one there, it's just gone in, that was 35 baht. Yeah, nothing's died so far that's been put in here, so it's good.
The yellow one, 15 baht.
15, yeah, that one. These spider plants have taken nicely, nothing's died. And they'll be really thick after about 12 months. There they've sprouted new babies hither and thither. Now I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there are lots of white spots on the monument now. There you go, that's a close-up of them. And they're all over it. And someone that's not in the know would either think there's a lot of problems with pigeons pooing here, or they would just think that it's someone's vandalised it. There you go, you can see all the spots on the plaques there. But actually this is the leftover from Songkran, where they mix white powder with water and they use that to bless people with. And the monks apparently have gone around all the monuments at Songkran and blessed them all like this. So that's now just left to get washed away by the elements, really, and then it'll be tidied up several months afterwards. Now there have been some very, very heavy storms here whilst we've been away, and you can see how the water that rushes down here, it's a huge volume. It actually piles up the rubbish to the side, and it's cleared all this through the land. That's not someone that's swept the leaves and the branches to one side, that's actually the water that's done that. It just shows how powerful it is, and it shows where the path of the water goes, and it basically goes all the way down there, and there's clear earth all the way down there, not in a direct line, but there's lots of patches of it where the power of the water has cleaned it. And that's why I wanted to dig this channel quite deep, because it wasn't really here before we put the monument here. And I was very concerned that the water would just rush down the first section of hill, and instead of turning this bend that I'm just walking around now, it would basically just wash all the sand and all the dirt away from around the monument, and it would all collapse. So we dug it out, and it's been very successful. Let's try and move these odd bits that have been broken off. Move them out of the way so they don't block the progress. Aha, here's the niece on her new bicycle. One of our jobs this morning, apart from buying flowers, was to buy this bicycle. So she's got a lovely purple bicycle now. Her old one was too small and it was broken. She's growing up fast, so she needs a new one. Right, I want to go and have a look around the house, and I've got a key to get in the house as well. The old house, to check its condition. I want to walk up this channel. This is where the water flows down. I just want to walk up this way because I want to check that it's clear. I don't need to chuck any big branches out of the way. You see, this is the thing here. Oh shit, got bloody red ants getting on me here. And you can see this bit here, which is directly after where we laid the concrete runoff. It's all blocked up now from stuff that's come down the alley. So this needs to be cleaned out because it's actually directing all the water just down the side here, and the volume of it has actually cut a hole in the ground here. So it's starting to undercut the concrete slab that was laid here because it's not coming off evenly. So yeah, we need to clean that off. Oh God, it's amazing. This is all grown so much. Yeah, well, I'll do that off camera because that's going to need two hands. Yeah, you can see. Look at these giant centipedes in here. There's one there, and there's one there. The alleyway is actually very clear. I did rather expect it to be blocked here somewhat, or even at the other end. This wall is looking quite wet. Obviously because of the splashing of the water. You see there's an odd branch here that needs to be disposed of. I'll come back in a minute and do that. Getting a bit ahead of myself. Yeah, there's a lot of this is very wet, this edge here that's been built up, probably because when it's rained the water's actually risen, the level of the water has actually risen up before it's been pressured enough to move all the rubbish out. Now this is actually quite clear around here, and before, when I was here last, that was quite covered in rubbish. It could be that the neighbours cleared it, but I doubt it. I think it's all been washed down the alleyway here. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. The fact that wall's wet is entirely sort of unavoidable really in the circumstances, but now it's not only has it been plastered right the way along, but it's got a nice protective couple of coats of paint and primer, so hopefully we won't get water penetration. As regards this part of the project, it's looking good. The damp stains are about 50 centimetres away from the house wall, so that's encouraging. So splashing that's happening back towards the house isn't reaching it by the looks of things. The actual wall looks very dry. And the big storms we've had will have included a lot of wind blowing the water underneath the roof line. Got a bit of standing water here, but that's nothing serious, and the actual extra bit of gunk we put in here concrete or mortar has basically kept the water away from the house wall, so that's good. And you can see from the colour of everything that the water does find its way around the corner here. You can see from the staining. Then walking down this way, I'll just turn around again and just point something out. I've done it before, but I'll just say again, you see the reason we don't have gutters is because of all these leaves. All of these leaves would have been in the gutters instead of being washed off the roof, and they certainly would have prevented water flow from the gutters correctly and would have caused problems with overflows and water finding its way back towards the house along the roof beams. So that's to be expected. That just needs to be swept up and those leaves taken away just to aid drainage along here. So going this way, we've got the same situation. You can see from the staining on the floor, you've got a sort of a line where the water, when the rain isn't too heavy, it drips off the roof and just hits the concrete vertically. And then you've got the sort of greeny stain going up there, which is damp concrete that is just basically not getting sunlight, and so it's tending to get some algae on it. And then you've got the cleaner concrete, which is again 50 odd centimetres away from the house wall. So, and none of the house wall looks damp. So I'm quite hopeful that this system is working. And if we want to, we can give this a clean and get all these green stains off, but they'll be back again soon enough. But I've got my jet washer, I can easily do that. Right, let's get my key out and let's get inside and just check actually inside the house and see what condition that's in. Right, let's have a look in here, shall we? There's quite a few leaves on the floor. The bedding's all been put back in the bedrooms, I think, but there's a lot of leaves on the floor, which is understandable because of course we've taken the ceiling away, so it's got open eaves again, and they've just got blown in from wind basically. But I'm just looking around and it all looks dry. The two bedrooms on this side of the house were extremely wet before. The decoration looks perfectly dry. See that they're open, they've got open blocks up at the top there, so of course we're going to get stuff blown in. It's to be expected. A lot of what I'm looking at here seems to be moth related, moth wings. And that pile of stain there was there, that's been there a while. We haven't really bothered to clean that up from when it appeared just after the refurb. Kitchen had a leak before from the roof, and it used to drip down here. There's no evidence we've had another leak. The other thing is there's no evidence we've had cats back in here either. We've got no paw marks on the walls that I can see. Yeah, all the walls that the cat was climbing up and down before, they're all clear. Alright, my shower's on. Let's turn that off at the wall. Yeah, it just needs a sweep out. Everything else is just apart from sweeping the floor, there's nothing else to clean really. There's a few cobwebs here. No evidence of damp and no evidence of cats. So that blocking up that entranceway there has worked. Kept the little buggers out. So far, so good. And fixing this mesh all the way around properly has kept them out. And I haven't bothered to climb up and try and get in the gaps at the top there, so that's good. Yeah, so I'm pleased because although I've missed the heavy storms to show you the water flows, which I still intend to do if I get the chance, at least I know that the house is dry and it's stayed dry. And a 10-minute brush and hoover around would sort out the actual mess that's on the floor. Yeah, this is dry in here. There's a little bit of a stain on the wall. I don't know if you can tell that. There's a bit of a brown patch, a brown stain going up the side of the window there. Now I don't think that window really gets any rain on it directly because there's because of the garage roof protecting it as well as its own roof. I suspect that's just because it needs another coat of paint. Yeah, because this room just needs another coat of white paint. I think it's only had one coat. But it used to have wallpaper on it and it was pretty dirty, and there would be wallpaper paste that was probably still on the wall. Yes, it's a little bit stained all over this room. It's not wet, it's not because there's a problem like that. It's just it needs another coat of paint, a thicker coat of paint as well. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. So the asset is still in good condition and as it was when we left it a couple of months ago. Yeah, very pleased with all that. Yeah, the niece has got to work now. Now she's been bought a new bicycle, she's got to do a little bit of work. So she's carrying the rubbish that Suntaray is sweeping up. Well, darling, it's all dry inside. I've had a look around all the outside and all the inside and it all looks very dry. There's only one area, it seems, that we might need to put some more concrete down. T-Rack. This area here looks like some water has gone next to the house. So maybe we should put a little bit more mortar down here.
Yep.
Like we've done behind me. Mm-hmm. Just a big lump, just to keep it away. Yeah, that's just one little job we do, but it won't be done. It won't be done for a few months until we're both back from our respective journeys. Because Suntaray's off to Europe in a week's time for 3 months' work, and shortly after that, shortly after she leaves, I'm off to the UK for 2 months. Good job.